My name is Tiffany. I'm one of the psychologists here at Veterans Care International, and I am very passionate about the work that we do today. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you.
Amazing. So yeah, Tiffany, we have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Because you filled in a very, very necessary, very needed role here at VCI. So I know a couple of us have met Francisco, which he's our other psychologist. And you were the second psychologist that we were able to bring into the clinic. So when we were looking for our second psychologist, we wanted to make sure that we had a balance between one male psychologist and one female psychologist. So can you please, as the first question, explain to me the importance of having a female psychologist here, for the program?
That's a good question, actually. We come across cases that might not feel too comfortable dealing with a male psychologist, and that has nothing to do with their ability to deal with the problem. But the whole point and our priority is to have you feel comfortable. So I think a big part of it is to give you the option of you letting us know, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing this whole process with a male. I would like to switch over to a female. And now you have that option. So when we go through things like MST and things like sexual trauma or trauma related to a male figure, I can understand where it comes from a place of I don't want to relive that during session. So if it's something that's going to make you feel safe, we are always taking those steps to make you feel safe, to make you feel comfortable, and so that we can walk together through this journey.
Wow, great answer. Yes, that was exactly where we were coming from. Again, we always take the feedback very, very serious, and that was a very important piece of feedback. So I'm really happy to have you on the team and to be able to assist those specific cases. If you are specifically looking to have the psychologist to be Tiffany, um, just let us know beforehand so that we can make sure that you get paired up with her. So Tiffany, my next question would be, um, because you've been with us for over a month, so I would love to hear, as someone that has experience, um, with a lot of different variety and different type of people, uh, how is the approach that you take with veterans, I guess, different from an approach that you would take with anyone else, let's say?
Okay, so I think one of the most interesting things that I found out coming here is that I thought it was going to be very different, but then I found out we're all human beings. So a lot of it comes from a place of the human experience, the shared human experience. So from a big part is also just walking with you, being with you, getting you to a place, giving you the tools that are going to let you achieve that you're searching for. So from that side, I would say it's very similar, but also it does have its differences. We have people that come with a lot of layered trauma. So it tends to be complicated, it tends to be complex. So I think something that is different on that side is that we try to go as deep as you'd let us while also respecting those boundaries that have kept you safe all of this time. So from that side, I would say it is a deeper kind of therapy, a more um engaging kind of therapy, and it's usually deeper than other populations.
Right.
But yeah, I do think that it is very beautiful work. It does have a lot of change. And even in during the time that you're here, which is only 7 days, I've seen a big difference from the first session to the last one where you are about to leave. And that is also super encouraging for the work that we do here.
Yes, that is always great to see, is the growth and the difference between the first day on that opening ceremony all the way to the last day on that closing ceremony. And of course, it's always good to see people coming back and to always see them improving overall with us through VCI.
Yeah.
So my next question is, and this is a question we get commonly in the chat talking about So what happens after the 7 days? Because, okay, 7 days, they might see you twice during those 7 days. But what happens after I go home? Like, is there something that we can do after the 7 days? What are the options that the veterans have?
Okay, so being completely honest, there's not much treatment that we can do in 2 sessions,
Right.
which is why we also have the option of telehealth, which whoever wants to kind of continue with the treatment, we just set up an appointment on telehealth. It can be weekly, it can be twice a month, it can be monthly. We have the availability to kind of um, flexibilize our schedule to your needs. The first 2 sessions, we have the first one where we usually get to know each other, just a little exploring, getting comfortable with each other. Second one, we just talk about how the tour went and what you're bringing back home. But then the actual work starts back home. That's when you're in this place with you at your house with the stressors of your usual life. It's not the same
Right.
as being in a controlled space
Right.
here.
Yeah.
So the real actual work, therapeutic work, starts when you're back at home and we can do the telehealth. So you have that option as well if you wanted it.
Amazing. So yes, we do offer telehealth once you leave. And of course you can come back. That's
Yeah,
always an
please
option.
do.
Yes, you can come back and we can continue the treatment.
That's also the cool thing about the telehealth. If you do come back and we already have a treatment plan established,
But
then we can just see each other again in person and then you go back home and we continue on
right.
telehealth.
Exactly. All right. So I have one more question for you, and then we'll get to the questions in the chat. If you have a question, drop it in the chat and we will get to it very soon. So Tiffany, as my last question, if I'm someone that might be going through things behind the scenes,
Yeah.
what is a tool? Like if there's one tool, obviously the idea is that you come here and you get these tools when you're in a session.
Yeah.
But what's one tool that you could just drop out there that you usually recommend to veterans that really helps them deal with these difficult situations?
I don't know if this is where you wanted the question to go, but the first thing that comes to mind is reaching out, community. And that's also something that I see a lot of here. I've seen a lot of veterans that come here very closed up, maybe only interested in the activities or maybe only interested in the medical appointments, but they end up having new friends, having people that have similar interests, having people that make the backpack that they're carrying less heavy, because now you know that there's someone else carrying something similar. So I think the biggest tool that we have is community. It's reaching out. It's
Yeah.
having people that understand you. And you get a lot of that here as
Yeah.
well.
I definitely want to shout out what we're doing here on the Veterans Tour with Veterans Care International, because I do think that anyone who comes here, who takes the initiative to, because a lot of people, it's their first time coming to Punta Cana. They've never been here. They've never been to a program like this. So just you coming here, I think you're taking steps in the right direction, reaching out, seeing what's out there, seeing what's available, because as a service connected veteran, this is a benefit that you have access to. So why not come see what we have to offer out here, see what's different. Obviously, we're not the United States, so anything that you have out there, you might get a completely different experience out here. Uh, Ideally for the better,
Yeah.
and of course for the better, yes. And again, you taking care of these resources, I think that's a good way to start as far as reaching out. And like you said, you're going to meet a lot of different veterans. Uh, what I've noticed is that always, 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 I rarely see someone left out or feeling kind of on their own. Everyone always finds their group, finds their crowd, gets along. I know a lot of the group chats that we make for the group, there's still people texting to this day, people coordinating to come together on future tours. So I know that if you're looking for something like that, camaraderie, to meet other veterans, to build those connections, this would be a great opportunity. So thank you so much, Tiffany,
Thank you.
for coming and answering those questions and being our very, very special guest. And now I want to allow some time for questions in the chat. If you have any questions about the program or for Tiffany, our psychologist, let us know.
Okay.
So go ahead, Margarita. You can read out the questions.
I am looking at becoming an expat veteran in a year or so. This will help me ultimately decide and move towards my PhD in holistic medicine. This is from Deanne, and she's scheduled to come in November.
Nice.
Nice. So we'll see you soon. I would love to hear about that.
Yeah.
I would love to hear about that. November.
What is the weather like in November?
What is the weather like in November? Tiffany, do you want to answer that question? Do you know about the weather?
It's colder than usual because we're getting close to December, but it's always hot here. That's something you should know. Disclaimer: it's always hot.
It's always hot. It's always hot. So you'll be fine. You will be
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Just bring your shorts.
Yes, bring shorts. Be ready to jump in the pool if you like doing that. If we have a catamaran, you jump in the water, so it'll be nice.